everybody. Hello, welcome. It's another day for Awful Hospital. It's you, it's me, it's this completed follower goal that I don't remember how to update. I'll have to figure that out. Thank you everybody who's followed me, and thank you to my most recent follower, Sewer Slugs, who I'm assuming the author of this webcomic, Bogleech, reskeeted me, and I'm assuming that's where the new followers are coming from. Lucky me, the Bogleech, the insidious Bogleech has noticed me. So if you remember where we were last week, we just met Celia. Let me see if I can remember to do her voice. Is she British now? She might be British now. Ugh, more vile wrigglers in my beautiful, perfect forest. I don't suppose you'd like to indulge in a little worming? A little exercise builds sturdy cell walls, you know. Let's try to hurry. You tell Celia you don't think you have time to go around slaughtering worms. She grudgingly agrees to reserve fighting for when it's absolutely necessary and show you the fastest, most direct route. She leads you back to the river and effortlessly leaps across. You can't jump that far. Since you were here last, the worms have even destroyed more of the shoreline. Oh, for Pete's sake! Don't you have gills or something? Maybe there's still another way around? Consider options. Oh dear, the worms are fighting. I don't suppose you can jump me across? Do I look like I could jump with a bloated worm beast on my back? She's British now. Celia is British now. Geez, sorry, my beat on physics has kind of been out to lunch lately. Maybe we can make a bridge out of these tree things? I'd never let you lay one repulsive feeler on my precious forest. Besides, they dissolve in this stuff. What about using a worm, then? Now there's an idea I can get behind. I doubt any of these ruffians would cooperate alive, or hold in place dead. What about that red worm? Celia likes the worm idea. What about that big one you snuck past earlier? It's worth a shot before you have to resort to the long way, which Celia assures you is very, very long. The red worm! I like the way Bogleech draws, like, this is pixel art, well, pixel-ish, and you can see the difference in texture. The mushroom trees, the fungal forest are glowing. Celia is gummy and jelly-like, and this worm is smooth and shiny. What? A mold sucker? We're lucky it's asleep. I thought you were some kind of expert worm slayer. A mold sucker doesn't go down easily, and it will chase a fungus sapient until one or the other is dead. Wake the mold sucker and let Celia lure it across the river? Now wait just 1 minute. I don't know, sounds like a good idea to me. It looks big enough to bridge the gap and wide enough to walk on. And what's to keep this thing in place through all this? I can't run forever, you know. A hungry mold sucker slithers like lightning. I'll think of something. How exactly do you know what lightning is? Why wouldn't I? Because... never mind, I don't want to know. Looks like we've got an ad coming up in a few minutes, so if you want to avoid the ads, you should subscribe, teehee. What's to the west? Looks like some wretched vagrant's filthy hovel. How laughable compared to my own royal stronghold. Oh, yeah, sure, looks like it. Say, what's that pile over there? Well, I can cleverly deduce the fool was hammering these very sturdy, finely crafted posts into the ground. Must have been stealing from my precious keratin supplies. Collect stuff. Celia, could we build a bridge out of this stuff? Or a raft? A bridge? Not without a lot more time and a lot more help. A raft would also sink like a gallstone. Well, at least these might be useful. Acquired keratin hammer and stakes. Not that there's any reason you would know, but is there anything handy in that shack? Oh, just a moment. Stay out here in case of booby traps. Surely anyone foolish enough to build this pathetic shanty in my dread forest would have already anticipated such a skillful infiltration. Celia makes an exaggerated show of sneaking cautiously into the shack, rummages around while making "hya" and "swoosh" noises, and returns with a small bag made of some dried translucent membrane. Inside are a number of hard, flat discs. As ingeniously hidden and formidably protected as you no doubt feared, but no treasure is safe from Lady Celia, bandit princess of the Death Woods. Acquired 100 keratin pieces. Are these little slices of hair? For money? Is that adorable or disgusting? Use the stake and grappling hook to tether the worm in place. Worm. Oh, worm! Celia, I've got an idea. It's ridiculous and I'm not entirely sure it's really mine, but something tells me it's going to work. Oh boy. You return to the shore and you hammer one of the stakes into the ground. It goes in easy, but no amount of pulling seems to unearth it again. Perfect. I, for some reason, feel pretty sure I can hook that worm if you bring it by here. I know it sounds bonkers, but I've learned lately that you can trust parazonal conceptual feedback, yes. Most worms can. It's what makes them so wily. As long as it's not from your own lonely brain, I'm totally on board. Oh, right. Of course. I'll be back before you can say forensic mycology. Welcome back from the ad break. Celia disappears back into the ghostly fungal forest and returns quickly, the huge worm moaning ghoulishly in hot pursuit. Mold! Like, Celia is so absolutely inhuman, but look at how human she looks. How anthropomorphized. She's holding her little hat. She's waving her little arms as she runs. She's so cute. You were afraid you'd have to pull some sort of rodeo trick, but the worm slows down as it attempts to bridge the river and completely ignores you as you entangle its tail end in the grappling hook. It really doesn't care about anything but eating mold people like Celia. Hurry up, then we can kill the blasted thing. Oh, no, the ad break is starting now. Okay, I misunderstood. Oh well. The worm continues to ignore you as you cross its back to the opposite shore. Celia is already doing a little battle dance in place, swishing and thrusting her sword in the air. Good, now help me slay the ugly thing, or it'll worm its wormy way out of this in no time. Because it's a worm. Worm. I don't know. It barely stopped us from making a bridge out of it. I feel kind of bad, and I really kind of want to do as little slaughtering as possible. You don't know what this thing is capable of. Growing back is increasingly becoming a boring chore. Growing back? Takes me an hour on a good day. You tell Celia that your feedback, or whatever she called it, is unanimously against killing the worm. It's half lie, but you're not going to engage in any close combat with giant monsters if they're not directly in the way. Celia whines and protests a lot, but grudgingly follows you down the spongy, slimy stairs into the dark shaft. It's not a fun journey. The humidity is intense, and it smells like the inside of a moldy foot down here. The mushy staircase finally stops in some sort of claustrophobic, musty cavern. More worms slink out of sight as you illuminate your new surroundings. Worm. Go east. Celia asserts that any way will eventually get you through to your destination. Helpful. You try going east, and your lantern illuminates something thoroughly unsettling. Babyhead's worm. You smell like food. The many drooling heads speak just out of unison. Before you can respond, the thing lunges. Level 6 Babyhead's worm attacks. Oh, Bogleech, why are you so fucking weird? I love it, though. Milk! Milk! At least none of these baby heads look like your son. They are super gross, though. Don't panic, I just finished our stat cards. Our what? Oh, whoops, I forgot to explain. Let me go OOC for a moment. OOC? Lady Celia, Bandit Princess, Slash, Leap, Burgle, Gross Worm, Fell Barbarian, Level 10, Attack 6, Stab, Bash, Shield. Each of us has 3 skills and can pick 1 per round. This page represents round 1. Commenters below may name the actions they think are best. For instance, you might want me to leap and you to stab. When the DM determines the most popular action for each of us, he'll roll an actual d20. Honest, even though you can't see it, and decide how the next round will go. Our rolls must meet or exceed the enemy's level, above, to succeed. You will notice I get an automatic +5 to my burgle roll. What are you talking about? Milk! Battling Babyhead's Worm, level 6. Celia rolls 1d20 for burgle. Result with bonus, 23. Gripped by a sudden, unnatural vigor for thievery, Celia burgles the Babyhead's Worm beyond all reasonable definitions of the concept. This is no plebeian street mugging. This is a poetic masterpiece of involuntary asset transference. Across the boundaries of time and space, every illicit redistributor of unprotected goods sheds a single tiny tear. They do not know why. Item stolen. Disgusting clot of half-dried spit. It's really too bad that a Babyhead's Worm possesses nothing else of value. That was some burgling. You roll 1d20 for bash. Result, 17. Luck seems to be on your side thus far. You swing your recently acquired hammer. You land an impressive blow squarely into the worm's nearest dribbling infant face, which you would feel terrible about if the rest of the thing didn't react with a chorus of delighted squeals and giggles. Damage result. That's gross. That's gross. Babyhead's Worm used milk breath. Result, 8. A sticky, sour fog surges forth from over a dozen smacking mouths. It is incredibly nasty, but not enough to inflict any serious damage. Celia, what just happened? I caved this thing's face in and it's still moving. It's a level 6 monster and it has 7 hearts. Once you landed a successful blow, you rolled 1d20 for each of those hearts. It lost 1 for every roll that met or exceeded its level. You and I are level 10, and the worm only rolled an 8 on its counterattack, so we've nary a scratch. The sooner you get the hang of this, the cleaner these battle pages are gonna look. You're talking nonsense words! Get ready for round 2. We've got this in the bag. That was good. Based on feedback, the stat system has been slightly revised. We'll have separate attack power value determining how many dice we roll when inflicting damage. Battling Babyhead's Worm, level 6. I won't read out the stat cards every single time. Celia rolls for slash, 19, success. Celia rolls 5d20 for damage, 4 strikes. Celia's keratin sword neatly cleaves the worm down the middle, as easy as a pillar of warm butter. With a chorus of sickening squeals, it dies squirming in a fountain of blood. You roll 1d20 for bash, 10, success. You roll 6d20 for damage, 6 strikes. You were already swinging your arm by the time Celia defeated the worm. With a bestial scream, you pulverize its remains into a fine soup, spraying yourselves in the surrounding room with a thin layer of baby head matter. Geez, take a chill pill. Hey, you're not the one it was gunning for. Who the hell am I talking to? Jolly good bloodlust. I didn't think you had it in you. That monster is ultra dead. Rewards, nothing. Celia already stole everything this awful monster ever cared about. The chamber contains only 2 things, an unmarked box and the ragged, smelly tunnel the worm came out of. It's just large enough that you could probably fit through it. Ugh, wormholes. This is why I hate coming down here. Scared of a hole in the wall? Wormholes are the only way to navigate the underflesh, but they aren't like wholesome, practical, fungus-eaten cavitations. How's that? You can go through the same wormhole twice and come out 2 different places, or 3 different wormholes and come out the same place. It's rubbish. I kind of like the British accent for Celia. It's fun. Let me get a sip of water. I have water to sippy sip. Ah. Liquid water. Cautiously open the box. This box is not a monster and does not attempt to devour you or verbally abuse you. Inside is a collection of filthy bones, tattered rags, and a few more interesting objects. Acquired, mucus vial. Celia assures you that mucus is difficult to find so fresh, and acts as a potent restorative if ingested. You're pretty sure you want to get out of this without willingly ingesting any mucuses, so you let her hang on to it. I'm going to mute myself for a second. I need to produce some mucus of my own. Bleh. Acquired, 10 kp. New total, 110 kp. Acquired, yellowed notes. Most of these papers are smudged, confusing numerical equations and graphs, but one of them appears to be a handwritten journal entry. Biovessel exploration date at oi *##388. Any interesting characteristics of the mortizonal vermifauna are the psychophysiological configurations they may assimilate from the fading concept core of their food source. Anything encountered, believed, or considered by a biovessel during its functional period may influence the form, function, and behavior of worm scavengers as they tunnel in and out of the vessel's residual possibility layers. Unfamiliar as I am with the functional history of Inert Subconcept Vessel MG TAC 098 TAC BN/SK/HL TAC 39004380939990, I can hardly begin to guess the significance of the vermiform which as of this writing has masticated, digested, and excreted nearly 32% of my own corporeal shell. It has offered little in way of intelligent conversation, though out of common courtesy I have maintained a facade of interest in its many trivial anecdotes. I almost regret that we will part ways as my biofunctions shut down. Yo, wake up, you jerk! Ah, shit! Come on! Pickles! Where's my frockin' boy at, you little pipsqueak? I'ma clobber you one good. You get a ticket to the pain train. Wait! Non sequiturs. This mom test says you don't have a son. You have a daughter. Ah, shit. Well, where's that then? Scratch, scratch. Why, right here. She's you. You've been in a coma so long you grew up. Ah, shit. I will tweet this. Wait, DeFork is this thing then? Oh, that's Dr. Phage. He's real. It's all real. I'm gonna sing the Doom song now. Waka waka, ducks. You got lost at Disappointment Healthcare Facility, not as good as hoped, while you were searching for your missing hot dad. Fiends, my green daughter will save me. Any year now. Actually evil instead of sad. Ah, gag-dummit, old man, not again. I drew all of this on the toilet. You have won. Bad doctors. Someone should officially complain. Mark those calendars for Unpleasant Walmart. Why does it only sell huge bags of dead mice? Beginning 4/2/2073. Oh, this must be the anniversary episode. I love that this is what Bogleach thinks a hot person looks like. I very much adore the concept of attractiveness as viewed by a person who does not find the conventionally attractive attractive. Hello? Hello? Anything home in there? What? Yeah, sorry. I guess I spaced off for a second. Let's try north. The northern tunnel is blocked off by some sort of slimy, rubbery green membrane. None of your weapons will make a dent in it. You hear the ragged breathing of something quite large on the other side, and a clinking sound, like a shifting heap of pebbles or coins. Go west, where the air is free. Go west, where you wanna be. Yep, the Pet Shop Boys yet again. It's always gonna be Pet Shop Boys. You skip past the ominous, sealed-off passageway and continue ahead to the western chamber. Bandage worm. Whoa! You're not even bleeding! Hold still, I'll take care of it. The sinuous ribbon stinks of dried body fluids, sour medicine, and nondescript filth, the same distinct reek of the hospital. It swishes through the air in an undulating stream and cuts off your exit. Level 10 bandage worm attacks. Oh, this one's only got 5 hearts. I'm bad at counting. Careful, it doesn't look like it can sustain a lot of damage, but its level smells higher than the last one. It'll be much tougher to hit. Battling bandage worm, level 10. Celia rolls for burgle, 11, success. Celia dives through one of the worm's many looping coils, narrowly avoiding strangulation, and plucks something from its underside. Item stolen, disgusting bloody gauze strand. Maybe you can find a use for this someday? You roll 1d20 for stab. 5. Miss! Miss! The worm is tissue thin and amazingly fast. It easily dodges your first attempt to run it through. Bandage worm used double scabs shuriken shot. Oh, that's gross. What incredibly gross thing did you do as a child? I used to eat my scabs. Result 4, miss. 16, hit. With a whip-like crack of one gauzy loop, the worm sends a pair of large, four-pointed scabs whirling through the air. One narrowly misses Celia and embeds itself in the soft, spongy wall behind her. The other catches you square in the chest. Damage result, 2 strikes. Ooh, lose some health. She's only got 6 health. Ooh. Battling bandage worm, level 10. Cut you. Celia rolls for slash, 14, success. A wide sweep of Celia's keratin sword isn't so easy for the worm to dodge. Damage result, 3. You roll 1d20 for stab, 18, success. As it recoils from Celia's blade, you plunge your broken pipe right between its scabby eyes. Bandage worm, it was worth it. The worm slumps to the ground in a tangled pile. Reward, 50 keratin points, total 160. You're injured, but you'll manage. In the corner of the bandage monster's chamber is another pile of old, dusty bones and a few paper scraps. Vessel. Wait, hang on a second. This is JBE 12837. 12837, 12837, 12837. And this is 07683. So these are 2 different people. I need to do a different accent. Scroll down. Here we go. Second journal. Biovessel exploration date 38/$ $?/000. 07683 is gone. Eaten alive by something with 24 mouths and no teeth. Me? I'm being slowly asphyxiated by coils of stinking ribbon that won't stop reading over my shoulder. Excuse me. Yeah, you. Sorry, where was I? Ah, yes. I should have known we were sent on a doomed mission when 45034 came back out of a terrible wormhole as some sort of fine mist. Tasted terrible. We're not of this vessel, nor of whatever stunted zone it congealed from. Of course we can't safely navigate its endo layers. JBE 12837. I have remembered what JBE stands for, but I'll let you find out in the comic. Check the chamber under yours. At first, this cavern seems mercifully empty, except for a dirty-looking sack in the corner, but a shape soon slinks out of the hole in the wall. Hypodermic worm. Are you and or your child's shots up to date? You kind of remind me of someone. Well, I certainly hope their shots are up to date. Uh-huh, I'm sure they are. Mine too. Could you possibly just leave us alone? No. Battling hypodermic worm, level 5. I love the variety of worms. They're so fun. Worms. Hold still. This will hurt significantly. Celia rolls for slash. 6. Success. Celia Celia swings her sword, but the blade glances off the worm's glass-like surface. Damage result 0. You roll for bash. 15. Success. While the worm is distracted, you swing your hammer into its side. Damage result 6. Ah! You didn't tell me you had a hammer! The worm shatters into 1,000 pieces, liquid contents splashing to the floor. Celia, I'm getting really sick of stumbling around and killing worms. Don't worry, now that we've established how combat worms... Now that we've established how combat works, we'll be saving it primarily for situations that'll drive the story forward. Huh? Who's they? Who's we? What story? Hey, there's stuff! Celia rummages through the large cloth sack in the corner. Acquired, rusty grappling hook. This looks distressingly familiar. Acquired, more mysterious papers. If I live to see that hunk of junk again, I'm going to hang him up by his cord. Hurry along. You feel like you've wasted enough time in the caves. Navigating the wormholes doesn't make a lot of sense at first, but you almost instinctively seem to pick up on a pattern. It's still pretty creepy, though. But now you're thinking with portals. The warping tunnels eventually spit you out at what definitely resembles some sort of civilization. Stick close. This place teems with all sorts of cutthroat, unsavory riffraff. Well, howdy there, travelers. Hope you have a beautiful visit, and let us know if you need anything. Yeesh! See what I mean? Hit the bar! You thank the welcoming villager and decide to check out what appears to be a tavern if you remember your chemistry. The interior of the oblong structure is overgrown with a thick layer of dry, spongy biofilm. Bacteria mutter to themselves and one another as they sip from gelatinous globs that you hope contain palatable drinks. Nobody pays your entrance any attention. If it's all right with you, I'm going to wait back outside. I thought you said to stick close. I'm not exactly a drinker. Look, one of us obviously has to watch for trouble, right? You do what you need and just scream if you start dying, okay? I'm actually going to go back and look at the town because I didn't spend enough time. So we've got an inn, which is a capsule, town hall, some sort of tablet, store, another tablet, heart probably means hospital. Don't know what this 001 house is. C2H3OH. Well, we've obviously got to look that up. Chemistry, C2H3OH. Acetaldehyde. Oh, ethanol? Okay, is that H5 instead of H3? Ethanol. Okay, it is H5. C2H5OH is ethanol, ethyl alcohol, which, you know, we probably could have guessed because it's the tavern. Smart jokes for smart people. Talk to the bartender. Howdy there, stranger. What'll it be? I'm not sure I have an appetite. I guess I'm just looking for some information. Well, I've heard it all working this job, though the old cell memory could use a fresh coat of polish if you catch my drift. You slide a few of those weird hair coins across the bar. KP 107. You heard anything about an anomaly? Can't say I have, though if something's weird, unnatural, and doesn't make a whole lot of sense, your best bet is the old Miasite. Your best bet is the old Miasite out in the pus marsh. Always babbling about the chosen this and the prophesied that. Real hackneyed adventure hooks. Not my style. Give me hard sci-fi any day. Right. Pus marsh? The doc would know the way. Checks up on the old bag every so many spiralings. You look like you could use some patching up yourself anyhow. I don't have a good track record with doctors lately. Oh, don't worry. This isn't some hospital crackpot. We enjoy good old-fashioned bile baths and phlegm transfusions. Yeah. Anything else I should know about this town? Well, there's the archives at Town Hall if you're looking for a history lesson, and the shop has all your questing basics. Seriously, though, you might want to get that tissue breach looked at before anybody around here starts getting ideas. You're starting to smell like prime real estate. Thanks. Anytime. Now, if you don't mind, I need to get back to work and stop paying any attention to what you're doing. The bartender turns its back and starts polishing the weird, fleshy tubes that appear to dispense drinks. Psst! Hey! Over here! You gonna stand there all weekend? Hello? Germ? Ouch! Watch the language, toots. We're both eukaryotic, aren't we? Not like some of these podunk nodes. Yeah, I'm kinda from out of town, and I'm busy. Sorry, unless you know anything useful. I'm sure I know more than any of these anaerobic plebs. What's up with this thing? You don't really remember agreeing to another conversation, especially not with someone who stands around in the darkest corner of a bar all alone, not drinking. You've been there, and frankly, you were up to no good at the time. I have been there, and frankly, I was up to no good at the time. For a fleeting moment, reality just sort of suddenly catches up to you. Here you are, in a bar made of mildew, in what seems to be a hollowed-out vitamin tablet, in what you know is your own corpse, in an alien morgue, in a hospital run by monsters, and you're getting pulled into conversation by a giant protozoa in a very cheap-looking hat. You're still bleeding slightly from where a giant talking bandage recently stabbed you with a throwing star made of what was probably your own blood. Fine. This is all totally fine. I'm fine. It's all going to turn out fine. At least tell me who you are first. Right, sorry. Call me Trisha. I'm something of a vessel hopper. Yeah, I like to take in the scenery before it's just a bit too overrun with smelly yuppies and flam wappies. You know what I mean? I don't really want to know, but I probably need to. What do you know about this biovessel sterilizing or whatever it is? It's just like the old rust bucket says. They clear out the worms and the rot and they slow entropy to a crawl. Conceptual nodes like you and I, we leave these things littered all over the place. Some people can get a lot of use out of them. So can quasi and pseudo people, not to mention the inanimites and void scramblings. Rust bucket? You mean Balmer? Yikes! Not so loud. If these yokels knew you were in cahoots with Brine Brain, even that bleeding heart doctor would strip your gels and leave you for the furlers. They don't know a sweet deal when they see one. Sweet deal? Sure. Free ticket to an off-concept, self-contained, perpetual manifestation preserve. Royalties for tourism? Sure beats wiping themselves out once they've metabolized everything left of this place. You know how long a vessel like yours stays in one piece on its own? Biota running wild? Not a pretty sight. So, what about this anomaly? Can you tell me anything about that? Oh, of course. I can feel the sub-vibrations from here. Smelled this more times than I can count. Dial Face is a few bolts short upstairs, but he knows what he's talking about when it comes to a corrupted vessel. Whatever's giving off a signature like that, you don't want it anywhere near anything that's supposed to stabilize biomatter. If it so much as touches his usual stew, boom! Nobody's gonna want a honeymoon in that mess. Won't these guys figure out pretty fast that he sent me? If they were visually oriented, sure, but your little utility kit is designed to be odorless for a reason. Besides, you're probably the first gopher to make it through the underflesh in one piece. All they know is he's the jerk who wants to kick them off their homeland. Never mind how dangerously unstable it is with them in it. So what the heck should I do? If it were me, let him take you to the whatchamawazzle. Let Balmer contain it, and let them figure out the rest on their own. Whatever you're doing this for, you gotta watch out for number one. Get it? Why are you being so helpful anyway? Like I said, biovessels are a hobby of mine. I'd hate to see another one fall apart in just a quad cycle, much less erupt into total bio-chaos. Why, last one sprouted an undulate... What the? Tritch, you better not be creeping nobody. Hey, I'm a paying customer too, you know. Yeah, I know. You had one too many about 30 ago. Get lost or I'm dialing up a macrophage. Pfft, these geezers can't still be hanging on, can they? Whatever, I got better places to be. Tritcha leans in close as they start to leave, tipping their hat and whispering softly. Watch yourself out there, you hear? And for the love of Nurgle, don't trust any damn dirty fungi. Celia, I need to get this wound looked at, and apparently the local doctor might know where we could go from here. Hopefully they're not into bow ties. Visit the doctor! Let me take a sip of water. That was a lot of talking. I don't know if it's Trisha, or Trickia. Let's do a quick Google search. Protozoa Trickia. Trichomoniasis. Oh, it's an STI. Okay, Trichomonas pronunciation.
Trichomonas.
Tricha. Okay, so their name is probably pronounced Tricha. Yeah, you do that. I'll be out here raising funds, as it were. Celia, please, we've got money. Leave these people alone. Too late! KP total, 300. Ugh, fine. Just don't get caught. I'm not gonna bail you out of some gross mushroom jail. Bacterium doctor. Oh my! You're injured! Please come in. Sit right down. The doctor gestures urgently to the soft, fungus cushion in the middle of the room, speaking in a gentle, grandmotherly voice. Everything looks moist and smells like yeast. You remember the bartender's words about phlegm baths. Oh, I don't know if... I'm... Multicellular animal life, yes. Don't you worry, sweetie. We'll get you some pure antiseptic and a cloth dressing on that. The small doctor rifles around in some cupboards for a moment, producing a funny little hazmat suit and a bottle of what seems to be ordinary disinfectant. Here you go, dear. I don't like handling this stuff myself. You choose questions carefully as you clean your injuries. HP restored. So, doctor? Stephanie, but just staff is fine. Now whatever brings someone like you to town, if I can ask? It's complicated. I was told you might know somebody just out of town who could help me. Ah, yes, she was hoping she'd get a visitor. Keeps raving about those strange vibrations coming along the north channels. Something's sure funny up there. Yes, I'm still not really sure what it is myself, but I need to check it out. It's personal. I should certainly think so. She's long overdue for a checkup if you'd like to tag along. Really? Just like that? Of course. It's not just every cycle that the whole world steps into your clinic. You knew? Of course. Most would never put two and two together, but I am a doctor, you know. I still don't get it. How is any of this possible? Let's look at the picture a little more. I want to look at the details of the hospital. Is that a human skull? Oh dear. I know Bogleach has probably decided exactly the purpose for each and every one of these strange tools. Oh, and there's a glowing fungus tree for light. How fun. And a TV. Is that an X-ray or a TV? I don't know. It's the nature of conceptual layers, an infinity of worlds within worlds. I've shrunk somehow. I'm in a dead copy of my body. I'm talking to a bacteria, and that's just how things work? That's it? Oh, goodness, no, not like that. How would you even breathe if you'd shrunk to microbial scale? Let's put it this way. Your vessel is the basis for this zone, and its inhabitants are representations of its biota. Their existence, their manifested form, and their fates are inexorably intertwined, but applied differently, adapted to divergent states of reality. For instance, there are likely tens of billions of mindless microbial staphylococcus teeming in your vessel as we speak. But in here, in our subconceptual biozone, there's only one little old me. So, what about where I came from? Is that an adaptation of something else? Is it real? A dream? A dust mote? Part of some monster? Yes. Yes? Yes to what? Well, of course, that's only a partial list, but we're wasting enough time here. If there's anything you'd like to do in town, or anything else you need here, we really should get moving. Dr. Staff has joined the party. Let's see what everybody's got. Oh, Fern has the most inventory. Oh, cute. She's got a little doctor's bag. Hey, Celia, this is Dr. Celia? Little wee Celie? Goodness, it's been half a spiraling. Are you still taking your starch? Yes'm. Oh, you didn't tell me you were acquainted with the scary thief, princess. I'm sure you've kept her out of trouble. Say, Celia, what say we circulate some of that money you found into this fine local economy? Go shopping. The interior of the town store is dominated by a huge fungal growth cluttered with objects. Few of them look like anything that has any business doing inside your corpse, and some of them are disturbingly out of scale. Most of them do not look particularly useful, but you never know. Welcome, welcome. I've got goods from across the documented range and beyond. Don't be shy if you see anything you like. Satisfaction guaranteed or no money back. There's a burger, a football, an axe, a TV. Oh, is that a horse skull? A diving helmet, a pitchfork, a barrel, a chain, an eyeball, a gelatinous cube, a melted ghost, a raft, a fire hydrant, a mask of one of those shit-ass kids from A Nightmare Before Christmas, Bubble Buddy! Game controller, pill, sticky hand, doll, leaf, more worms, a cage, an anatomically correct human heart, a book covered in chains. 300th page fan art gallery. Oh dear. I can hardly believe we're up to 300 pages and almost 9 months along. It feels like I only started this series a few weeks ago, back when I wasn't really sure how much anybody would even enjoy it, and I kept my big ideas on the back burner until I was really sure it would be worthwhile. My original estimate was that it might take around a year to end the series. Yeah, never mind. Finding our baby and getting Green back to Earth wouldn't even be closure for what's developing behind the scenes. I've never read that house-trapped thing, but I do recall it started 6 years ago with the intention of being much smaller. And now I know exactly how that happens. Crap, I'm really sorry you might keep getting this series in some incarnation for the unforeseeable future. Can you forgive my egregious miscalculations? I suppose you're wondering how long we're going to be mucking around in our own worm-eaten remains. Truth be told, I didn't really think we would spend almost the last 100 pages in this subworld alone, but I should have at least guessed, because it did begin as a concept for an entire unrelated series in itself. To be more specific, I started thinking it would be cool to illustrate a series of children's books inside a rotting corpse to lighten up the concept of death and explain its ecological benefits to a young audience. Oh, Bogleach, only you. Somewhere along the road, it became a concept for a video game where you solve your own murder from inside your body. Then I thought maybe it would make for a nice follow-up to Awful Hospital. Then I got so attached to the characters I designed that I finally folded it into Green Mom's Adventure, which is just as well because all that business with the morgue and bodies was planned from the start. I can promise that we'll finish with our carry-on quest well before we get to a 400th page, but that won't necessarily be the last we hear from Celia, staff, or anyone else we're going to meet in the Cadaverland. And what's more, and what we're going to find there is a lot more important to our main story than you might suspect. There's more than one item of importance lodged in our putrid husk. Later still, we may be finding ourselves in still bigger, still weirder adventures than this, and maybe not always in command of Green Mom. We may even need to revisit it eventually, and still weirder realities both within and without one another. As for this latest fan art gallery, the amount of art posted to the series Tumblr tag since the last round has increased by 2.5 times! And if it keeps growing at that rate, I might not even be able to keep up with it anymore. A double-edged sword to a growing audience, I guess. Original fan characters, still being saved to their own folder in my hard drive. One of these days I might assemble them into their own gallery. Not safe for work art. I'd get in trouble if I posted some of it here, but it's good to know I'm special enough to generate it at all. Oh dear, not safe for work art of this. Messed up links. I assembled this page one copy-pasted file name at a time. There will be some errors, and some blogs may be dead ends if their usernames have changed. If I messed up yours, or if you want it removed or changed, just let me know in a comment below. If your art wasn't included at all, pure accident. I try to include everything I've ever found, but there's just so much being uploaded, almost every day. Blogs are linked to give artists their proper credit. Off-site blog contents may not be suitable for all conceptual nodes. And we've got all of these beautiful fan arts, which I will allow you to go through at your convenience and leisure. Some of this is more Bogleach style than others. We're just going through all of these. Wow, that is a lot. Inquire about items. Is that ladder for sale? How would I even access my inventory without Lara? Okay, never mind. What's in that collection of bottles? What isn't in some of those bottles? Heck, I've got instant hyper-adhesive, all-purpose solvent, surefire worm attractant, even spray-on worm repellent. Just don't get any of it on yourselves, and you should remain mostly alive. All bottled chemicals only 10 KP today only, or 1 for any other item if you want to trade in. What's that clear bubble suit thing? A disposable single-use EnviroSkin resistant to all extremes of heat, cold, vacuum, and corrosives for some sort of period of time before it vaporizes. Only 20 KP. Huh, what about the raft? I'll take 30 for it. No guarantees. The river is the quickest way north. Hey, how much for the sword? I mean, I don't need such a lousy-looking blade, but, you know, I'd be glad to take it off your hands as an emergency backup or something, yeah. Sword? Where's the sword? I see the battle axe. Somebody's ringing the doorbell. Oh, there's the sword. Oh, of course. I can certainly tell you hardly need a +1 attack bonus, only barely worth, say, 50. And for 70, I'll gladly throw in the axe. Maybe. Wait, what's that chained-up book? Yikes, I can't even read it without zonking out. I ought to pay you to deal with it for me. But I can't, of course. It's worth at least 100. Hey, you should get that sweet armor, even if it's built for some ugly four-limb thing like you. No, it's even built for some ugly four-limb thing like you. It is built for some ugly four-limbed thing like her, and it's metal! You have to go off-zone for that stuff in any decent quantities. 50% damage reduction can be yours for only 2,000 KP! After careful deliberation, you settle on a selection of items that sound generally handy, or at least beg further investigation. You trade in the spit and bandage for a couple bottled chemicals, and are left with 50 KP to your name. Acquired. Worm repellent. You're assured that worms won't attack anything that stinks like this, but that it's also horribly toxic in general, and you don't want it on you or your clothes. Worm attractant. Whatever's in this, on the other hand, apparently smells irresistibly appetizing and or maddeningly arousing to anything and everything that qualifies as a worm. Gross, but maybe you can use it. Universal adhesive. Maybe you shouldn't buy this without the solvent, but you're kind of out of inventory space. This will allegedly bind any two surfaces together permanently. Inflatable raft. Made of sturdy material that isn't quite rubber and isn't quite leather. It feels weirdly organic. Maybe you don't want to know. Enviroskin will supposedly protect you from just about anything for a limited period of time. Keratin axe. Hefty and sharp. You find that the handle fits nicely into your metal pipe thing. +1 to stab. Sword. Celia insists this is a low-grade sword and should have been cheaper, but quickly discards her original weapon. +1 to slash. Chained book. Something just drew you to this awful thing. It makes you terribly uneasy, but it feels very important. Pleasure doing business with you. I need another sip of water. Goodness. Sweet hydration. Sweet, delicious hydration. You decide to hurry on your way to your next destination, fully equipped and with promising new friend. The route to the swamp is a long walk, but monsters seem to give your little band a wide berth. Maybe it's your radical new axe. I have a good idea where we're gonna do our next stopping point, because we've already been playing for about an hour. So. Dr. E.M. Balmer. Oh, how horrid. Horrid. It's also repulsively according to plan. Still think you should have sent on one of us, boss. And risk my only valuable corporate assets? Hogwash. This is why I don't pay you to think, Hyde. We already know What's-Her-Face stands the best chance of securing the anomaly. It's in that nasty swamp hag's ridiculous divinations. They have no choice but to cooperate. Ain't she a linear being, Doc? She could die for good, you know. Of course I know, you adorable nitwit, but our dear friends of the hospital will pay dearly for a patient's subconcept core returned to them intact. She'll be as good as new in no time. It's flawless. Whomever loses, everyone wins. They're now leaving maximum scope range, Doc. Yes, yes. Patch me through to you-know-who, just in case. Incoming transmission. Wait, hang on. How do I zoom in and out? Oh, Feiji Poo, I've got something tromping around my zones you may find interesting. Oh, hello, Balmer. I'm not in the office right now, but please leave your name, remail, or contact odor at the sound of the click. I can see you, you nincom... Click! Now, what was I doing again? What indeed? You were writing down the letters to the maternity ward code, just so you wouldn't forget, of course. Oh, yes, of course. I was just about to write that one passcode in a large and legible fashion, and then I do believe I planned on holding it up and admiring it for an extended period. Calling it, he wrote the passcode in such a way that it'll be large and legible for us, then he'll admire it, holding it so that we can only see the back of the paper. Ah, yes, an immaculate transcription of this, the combination to our maternity ward. But now, what to do? I love how his bow tie changes every frame. Say, there's an idea. I should turn around and admire my beautiful password from the opposite angle. And now to put this safely away in my unlocked desk drawer. Doctor, you are a genius. Phage, you've been silently sitting there kind of a long time. At least check out what's on your laptop or something. Oh, that's right. Your schedule. Be excellent doctor. Reorder schedule. Problematic patient reset. Exam ward rounds. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Approve cadaver purge. Check green thing's dog. Aha! It does appear that a better optimized agenda has spontaneously occurred to my rather brilliant mind. Well done, doctor. Your schedule. Be excellent doctor. Reorder schedule. Check green thing's dog. Something about ties. Exam ward rounds. No. Nah. Green thing's dog. What? Surely I meant that matter's own mother and her gravely ill neonate. Computuses these days. Ah, well. Oh, there you are, Zoe. Hold my calls. Sploosh. Blip. Molly, this is no time to be playing around in unoccupied rooms. I'm fine. You? Be on your toes. We barely understand what's going on with this one. High risk. Hold up. What's the password? Aw, come on. You know me. Yeah, just kidding. Happy birth. Pediatrics. All right, Molly, I'm going in. If I don't come back, I need you to call Miser and tell him he can't have that vacation. Oh, her name is Molly. I knew that. I've read this before. Sorry for the wait, madame. How's the little one this spiraling? Let's have a look then. Translated from sarcastic umami long division. That is one big cigarette, Molly. Are you sure you should be smoking in a hospital? Just as I suspected. Fit as a furler. Nothing left but a quick endo shift to check the old concept core. A mere formality, of course. I'll be out lickety-split and send the nurse in with your discharge papers. Preparing zone shift in 5, 4, pi, 1, 0. Well, this all certainly seems to be in order. Pardon me, ma'am. Just one thing seems off. I say, chap, might you direct me to the outer froth nodule throng? Much obliged. He's a good doctor. De-shifting. Please do not imagine liquids. Well, that's that. You folks sit tight and it'll all be over soon. Ah, lovely family. Too bad you'll have to purge them. No game this time, just be quick. Purged. She put her cigarette in the trash and it caught fire. Oh, and would you drop this off at my lab for me? I do believe I'm already there. What in the world is that? I am a great doctor. Oh, they got purged. They got purged real hard. Ah, yes, this has certainly been some quality docting. But as for you... You're poisoning her, you know. Perhaps you ought to leave that to us professionals. Spooky! 2 spooky! 3 spooky, 5 me! You all have a lovely day now. I have important Thai business to attend to, apparently. Be back soon. We're moving out of Florida forever. Awful Hospital, seriously, the worst ever, will continue June 13th, 2015. And an incomplete list of things you can look forward to in coming months include, but not necessarily in this order, more Dr. Balmer, the 4th and final member of your adventuring party, your triumphant return to the hospital, more Molly, the new and improved cafeteria experience, Tori's surgical ward, what the maternity and pediatrics wards really look like, the most awful doctor of them all, the bloodstain, even weirder new friends, clearly defined villainy, but whose, dark secrets, darkerer secrets. Well, I think this makes an excellent stopping point for us. We'll come back next week. We will come back next week, depending on my work schedule, for more Inert Subconcept Vessel exploration. Looks like we've got 2 people in the chat. Hi, everybody. Feel free to say goodbye before I dip out. I usually only raid if there's 4 or more, because otherwise it feels kind of So invite your friends. Invite your friends. We will be continuing our journey in the Inert Subconcept Vessel sometime next week. I hope to stream more this week. Not Baldur's Gate 3 because I don't have any wine, but certainly something because I have free time. Or if you'd like me to continue any of my YouTube series, go ahead and send me a message on Blue Sky or leave a comment on my YouTube channel to let me know what you'd like to see more of. I'm really motivated by external feedback because I am just so reliant on other people's input. Teehee. The chat noise startled me. Multiplayer? Hell yeah. Yeah, let's see if we can do something repo. Let me see if YOLO's free. YOLO and Alice. Alice, I work all the days Alice is off this week. And they've been working me really hard, so I don't want to stream and work on the same day, but we can see if we can get, YOLO and you and potentially Nilly. Yeah, it's not the best. But yeah, catch me on Discord, Sharky. We'll talk more. And if Outlast goes on if the Outlast trials go on sale, maybe I'll get it and we can play that together. Do your horrible stuff. Does this count as horror? Is Awful Hospital horror? I don't know. Anyway, everybody have a wonderful day. I will see you sometime again this week, and then sometime again next week. Bye-bye!